welcome to my YouTube channel, Shindara's Voice. My name is Oluwa Shindara Layemi, and on this channel I talk about faith, career, relationships, and every other good stuff. Thank you for always watching my videos, and if this is your first time, thank you for clicking on the video when you saw it. Please do go watch the other videos I have, and I hope you enjoy it. Today I'm going to be talking about common mistakes that you should not make when you're going for an interview. This is an interview series, and this is the continuation of the first two videos I did while I was talking about interviews. So this is just a continuation, and this is the video that someone asked me to do, so I am here. Let's jump right into the video. These are 10 common mistakes that people make and they're not even aware that they made the mistake, or these are 10 mistakes that you should totally avoid if you're going for any interview at all. Now, this is supposed to be for job interviews, but there are some of these mistakes that even when you're going for normal interviews, visa interview for a project, you're supposed an award, or any kind of interview at all, please do not make all of these mistakes. Try to avoid every one of it. Now, number one is lateness. You don't want to go anywhere and be late. You know that cliche that says that first impressions matters? Yes, it matters a whole lot. Don't be late to anywhere. Now, you might say that your location is very far from wherever the interview is taking place, but try to get an apartment, or try to stay in an hotel, or stay with someone that stays nearby, because you don't want to be late for the interview. Now, it's better for you to be extra early over early. Getting to the interview even before the office opens, it is far better than getting to the interview very late, to the extent that the interviewers are even waiting for you. Now, this thing firstly destabilizes you because you were late. You already built an impression. You want to now make sure that you change that impression about them. Don't. You know that anything can happen. If you're coming from the mainland and you're going to Ireland, the traffic can be terrible. If your car can spoil, anything can happen. Your clothes can get torn. Everything can happen. So it's better to be extra early so that you avoid every obstacle that might be happening on that day. Another thing is improper dressing. I spoke about that a little bit in my two previous videos, so please do go watch it. I spoke about dressing. Now, normally you're supposed to go for every and any interview dressing formally, dressing very corporately. And when I mean corporate, you're supposed to wear a skirt, a dress, trouser, suits, but at least make sure that they are very corporate. Now, even though you're supposed to dress corporate, you should also understand industry specific dressing. So for every industry, there's a particular kind of dressing that you're supposed to be on. So make sure that you understand that kind of dressing. If you're going for an interview, it's different. How you dress is different from how you dress when you're going for an HR role, or how you dress when you're going for an engineering role or an IT role. There are different kind of outfits you wear, especially when you know how IT guys dress now, you know how engineers dress now, you know how an HR person or a business developer is supposed to dress. So make sure that you understand industry specific, and you can also ask. It's not bad to ask, but then most of the time you could also meet saucy people, and then it's just better that you Google or find out industry specific kind of dressing. Now, another thing is avoid taking items into the interview room. Now, items include chewing gum, biscuits, table water. You know what it does? Funny enough, you might feel like, oh, this is just something that I can ignore. I will not chew it. You could unconsciously open the table water to drink. Like you've not even collected permission, you just opened it to drink, and this is very wrong in all manner. So avoid taking such items, or items like even your phone, because you can be distracted. It can ring. Put it on silent. Avoid taking some items into the interview room. Another thing is, and now this isn't supposed to be the first, not knowing anything about the company, about whatever you're going to do. No, don't ever be that person that is clueless in an interview room. Even if you're called for an interview around 6 p.m, you're supposed to deliver, you're supposed to be in that interview room by 8 o'clock, you're supposed to know at least a little about the organization. Now, how do you quickly find out about the organization? Either you go to the About Us, check the mission statements, check the vision statements, check other things about the organization, check their CSR, check their board of executives, or you go to Google Google about the company. Now you're googling about the company to find out trends, find out what they are doing in the industry, find out what other industries, find out the edge they have over the industry. Conduct a SWOT analysis on the organization. This might be quite tough, but you know what this does? It helps you to sound very understanding. Like, it helps you to sound like you know so much about the company. And interviewers love when you convert, when you tell them inside gists. They love it so much. They always get fascinated. So do not ever go for an interview without understanding at least something about the company, research about the company. Imagine if you're going to a company and you don't know even the product. It shows that you are very unprepared for the interview, and it doesn't make you sound serious. So do not go for an interview without being prepared. Another thing is not talking too much. Giving monosyllabic answers, no, don't do that. Don't be that person that gives monosyllabic answers. Don't talk too much and don't talk too little. Make sure that you are answering at the same tone where the interviewer is talking. And then do not also undersell yourself. The interview room is not a place to be humble. If you graduated with a first class, blow your trumpet. If you executed some projects that's worth recognizing, say it. If you do not sell yourself, nobody is going to sell you for you. You have to blow your own trumpets yourself. So make sure that you tell them. Now, the interviewer might not have enough time to go through your CV or your resume or get to that point of awards and projects where they will not see that, oh, you were 3 times valedictorian, you were the best student in your set, you did this and this and this. That could be a plus in the interview. But then you have to be the one to remind them, to tell them. So do not undersell yourself. Don't play the humility game. It will not work. Remember, I always say, most of the time you are not the only one being interviewed. So you have to make sure that you said something. You actually have to say something that will sell you, that will make you stand out amongst every other person. So never undersell yourself. So the next one is badmouthing your past employer. No, don't do that. Never badmouth your past employer. Even if you left on a very bad note, even if they sacked you, even if they did so bad to you that you really want them off your chest, you want to be done with them, do not badmouth them. Do not speak ill of your past employer. Do not speak ill of your co-worker or your colleague. Don't. You know what this does? This makes the next employer or the person interviewing you to feel like when you're also leaving the organization, you're also going to the next organization to badmouth them. So never speak ill of your past employer. Do not do that. Now, another thing is don't be rude. Don't be rude to even the security or the receptionist. There's some organizations that interviewer will go to ask the gateman, what do you think about this person that just stepped in? What do you think about this person that, or ask the receptionist, do you think this person actually deserves? Some other organizations, they begin to watch your attitude from the point you enter into the organization, from the gates. So do not be rude to anybody. Oh, you've been in traffic, you've been very cranky, your car got spot on the road, a conductor was rude to you, you were very angry. The moment you step into the organization from the gates, let that anger cease. Don't be rude to anybody. That's a very common mistake that I see every time, and it's always wrong. It is very wrong. Do not be rude to any and everybody. You don't know who the person is. You might be rude to someone by the door, and that person is your interviewer. Don't let your village people do you. Don't be rude to anybody. Another one is inappropriate body language. You're talking, your body language is saying another thing. Your body language says that you're not interested, but your voice says you are interested. You remember they say action, they say speaks louder than voice. As much as you're talking, they're checking your demeanor to see how you're carrying out whatever you're saying. So if you're talking and then you imagine if you're smiling and it's slipperish, everybody can see that smile is not a true smile. This is a fake smile. So make sure that your body language says whatever you're saying. Make sure that your body language is not negating all your statements. Let your body language be appropriate. The last one is not asking question. I purposely made this last one because this is one thing that personally as a recruiter, I really get angry. And it's another point to make them see that you're very intelligent. Another point to show that you've researched about the company. It's another point to stand out. Do you know that most of the time, 100%, 90% of the time, this is usually the last question. And this question is a time where you sell your session. This is a time where you can erase whatever notion you've made initially. Now this session, you're supposed to in this particular time when they ask you about, oh, so ask us questions, do you have any question for us? And you say, no, I don't have any question for you. No, don't do that. Always ask questions. Now you can ask a lot of questions. Ask questions ranging from company culture, ask questions ranging from learning, training and development, ask questions ranging from who the person. If you are sure that there's an empty position that you're trying to fill, ask questions about what happened to the person. Ask questions about company ethics and values. There are a lot of questions to ask. There are a lot of questions to ask. Ask about what is going on. You're getting a job during this COVID-19. Ask about how they dealt with COVID-19. If tomorrow, if there's something worse than COVID-19, will they sack you? How did they deal with redundancy? How did they deal with recession? Ask this kind of question. They've put you on the hot seat. Also put them back on the hot seat. Ask questions that make you sound very intelligent. Ask questions if you've done enough research about the company, you could ask, okay, so I found out that in 2019 you people went on recession and all of that, and I found out that you're back on your feet. How did you do that? It shows that you actually were following the organization. Ask questions that make you sound very intelligent and shows that you've studied the organization well before coming. Now, so I feel like I've been too serious in this video, but then I'm doing that because I don't want anybody to go into the interview room after watching this video and still make these mistakes. Now, there are a lot of mistakes that you could make. There are a lot of mistakes. Saying too much personal things. There are a lot of other mistakes you could make, but then these are very common interview mistakes that I've watched over years of conducting interviews and also seeing people talk about, and that's why I'm here to talk about it. So after you've prepared so much for your interview and you cannot now afford to come to the interview room and still doing that same mistake, please try to prepare very well for your interview and avoid all these mistakes, and you will see that you would perform well at the interview. Thank you very much for watching to the end of this video. Please do like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, remain blessed. Bye.